Well, hello South Australia and welcome to day 2 of the Royal Adelaide Show. My name is Lindsay Douglas and I'm going to be your host for the live stream over the next couple of days here. So we're having a pretty magnificent start to this particular live stream because we thought, where else should we start a live stream than the best view in the entire showground? I'm here with Jason Hemingway. He is the venues manager for this showground. Jason, tell me, how many years have we been here, do you think?
Oh, the Society's been here for 180 years, and we moved down to Wavell just after World War II. And the grounds have changed a lot in that time, but it's a fantastic day, fantastic weather. People are streaming in, beautiful location. No better place to be, actually.
I mean, I go to a lot of shows across Australia and you have more space here than I've seen in a long time. We've actually got amazing footage here back in the 1960s from a Ferris wheel. Not this Ferris wheel, this one's been with us 50 years, but we've got some phenomenal footage. Tell me, how has the show changed since the 1960s?
Oh, look, for the last 20 years, we've spent a lot of time and money on planning. And the horticulture element is so important to us, and greening up of the areas is vitally important to us. The old footage shows barren Carnival areas. Now we've got these beautiful tree-lined boulevards. Seeing people sit around on the grass in the sun, enjoying the show. It's fantastic.
You've got a lot of green space to wander around. It's a very unique pavilion and area that we have here. Speaking of pavilions, the Goiter Pavilion has something quite unusual in terms of the top of it. We're going to get to the top of this Ferris wheel in a second and we'll have a look at what we're seeing there. You've also got some beehives here.
Yeah, when we built the Goiter, it was an opportunity to install solar panels over the rooftop. We also collect the water. So we've got 12,000 solar panels, 10,000 square metres. We're a power station, so we generate a lot of electricity. We also collect all the water off the roof, and that waters the landscaping around the grounds. And yeah, we've got a couple of beehives up there to produce our own honey. It's fantastic. If you do a solar tour, you just get a nice little jar of our showgrounds honey, which is fantastic.
Jason, speaking of doing a showground tour, I'm going to take the live stream today around to the Poultry Pavilion in a moment. I understand you are a major sponsor of one of the champion turkey trophies.
I've had the pleasure of sponsoring the turkey for 10 years now, and it was originally taken out as a joke against my name by a fellow employee, but I saw that as an opportunity to take it on and raise turkey to the top of the poultry stakes.
Now, you've got a huge job here, and this isn't the only event you run every year. What other events are held here, and how many are there?
We host about 150 events here during the year, and ranging from large events like caravan and camping and music festivals like Groove and the Moo and Spin-Off, down to smaller events like poultry and poultry shows and car shows, etc., that suit our charter more.
Well, we're so lucky to have this amazing venue for this show. It's our 244th show. Now, you were saying before the first show was in 1840. The maths doesn't add up.
We used to hold 2 shows a year. Thankfully now, on my part, we only host 1 because it's a lot of work and it's it's a fantastic show, the spring show.
It's an amazing show and we've got the best view up here. Make sure you have a bit of a ride on the Ferris wheel if you come to the show this year. Thank you so much for your time today. My last question for you is, what is your favourite part of the Royal Adelaide Show?
My favourite part is when it ends. When I know it's been a safe, exciting show for everyone, and we've provided the entertainment and the fun that the public want.
Well, we wish you 10 successful, safe, fun days here at the Royal Adelaide Show. Thanks for your time, Jason, and we're off to the Poultry Pavilion.
No worries. Thank you very much. Is that it?
The state.
The people.
The magic.
The memories.
The bright lights and high rides.
The sparkling eyes.
Over 2 full weekends.
The Royal Adelaide Show. The show of a lifetime. Pre-purchase tickets and save. theshow.com.au.
Well, hello there and good afternoon, particularly to our Facebook viewers who have just joined us on our live stream here from the Royal Adelaide Show, our 244th show, quite extraordinary. And if you joined us a little earlier, we did a tour of the 50th anniversary for that magnificent Ferris wheel that is the Sky Master. They're running a wonderful competition this year, so take a selfie while you're up there. I know I did earlier on. But now I'm here with the guy kind of responsible for a lot of the fun, Trent Woodall. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much. Welcome to you too.
Now tell me, what do you do here at the Royal Adelaide Show?
Not much. No. I own some rides, so yeah, we run and operate amusement rides at Ferris wheel, Spook, and Enchanted Circus.
I reckon we're going to take a look at a couple of your rides, but we've got a very special guest with us, and I'll just show you how he says hello to our boys and girls viewing at home. This is Wheaty, the mascot for the Royal Adelaide Show. Wheaty's going to come and join us having a look at a couple of our rides, but I'll tell you what, I have been digging through the archives before meeting you here today just to see what the Carnival area of the show looked like back in the day. So I've actually got some footage here of the 1960s, I think it is, and hopefully you can see that footage coming up on your screen right now. So here we can see footage from back in the day. Look how big the crowds are.
Huge, all wearing hats too, very sun smart, very dapper, all in jackets and different time.
And I'll tell you what, do we have some of the rides that are quite similar or evolutions of these rides today?
Well, that one there, I guess, that's like a cha-cha. There's a little modern version down in the back in the Thrill Seekers area. But really, no. I think we're glad we don't. Some of them don't have seatbelts or fences or anything. We're lucky to survive.
The Showman's Guild of Australasia look after all of the rides around carnivals in Australia, and they're really safety focused, aren't they?
Yeah, that's our number one concern, is safety. We're one of the safest industries of any type in the world, and yeah, we take it really seriously.
So, I mean, the Royal Agricultural and Horticultural Society focus on excellence and bringing people together and fostering primary industries, but the Carnival has a huge impact on the show, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, we go hand in hand together. Like, we think you can't have one without the other. We bring the entertainment side of things, they bring the educational things and showing what they've been doing during the year, and we bring a bit of fun and lightheartedness and colour and excitement.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think we'll go for a little bit of a wander now around the showground. We'll take Wheaty with us and we'll go and have a look at some of your rides. Wheaty, we're going for a wander. Grab my hand. Here we go. And of course, Wheaty is an ambassador for the Royal Adelaide Show. And really, you're a reminder to us of the huge contribution that the wheat sector, the wheat industry and the cropping industry has around all of our state here. But let's have a look here at a couple of the rides. Trent Woodall, tell us, what are some of the games that are very, very popular these years?
Well, the most traditional game is the Laughing Clowns, balls in the mouth, and they've been pretty popular forever. It's probably the oldest continued game, I think. Clowns and then throwing balls, throwing hoops, skill games, yeah, but these are the oldest and most popular.
Should we see if Wheaty's any good at the clown?
Yep, yeah, sure.
Laughing Clowns, come on Wheaty, have a go. I don't know if Wheaty has the skills here, but let's see.
Yeah, great start, Wheaty, well done. What numbers he got? So what you do, ball's in, everyone's played this game. Rite of passage at the show, you add the numbers up and see what prize you win. So Wheaty is doing okay. Well done. You got one more. Alright. And Wheaty's trying to get that last ball in. And then we add them up. I'll add them up.
Alright, let's see how we go.
2, 4, 6, plus 6, what's that? 12. Plus another 6, 18. Well done, Wheaty. Whoa, look at your one. That, whatever that is, I don't know. But PJ Mark.
Oh, Wheaty's just delighted with that.
That's yours.
All right, I'm going to grab Wheaty's hand because poor Wheaty gets a little bit stuck otherwise. And hey, Trent, I'll hand you the mic because you've got a pretty cool ride just up ahead here.
Yeah, this is our newest one. It's the biggest fun factory in Australia, and it's called the Enchanted Circus. And it's sort of the old circus theme, Greatest Showman theme. So I'm a little bit like Hugh Jackman in a sense, without the good looks, singing, dancing or talent. But it's themed like the old circus themes, and we've got some old characters on there from Australia's circus days. If you go up and you can walk up here, and it's all moving floors, moving parts, barrels with lights. Yeah, it's fun. It's like, remember Grease? You're the one that I want? Yeah, that's the vibe. Sing that with your loved ones and with your kids. But yeah, if you look closely, you can see there's old characters from Australian circus days. So yeah, we're quite proud of it.
Well, let's keep wandering down here, Trent. So we've got a couple of old favourites we need to look at too. The Enchanted Circus looks absolutely fantastic. I'm sure it's going to be very popular here today. Wheaty, hold on to me. And, of course, the carousel, the merry-go-round. Isn't it just magnificent?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's beautiful. I think it's the oldest one here, in the Ferris wheel. Venetian style, for what it's worth. But, you know, round I'll get sick. So you can go on, Wheaty, you can go on, but not me.
I'm going to try and get as many free rides as I can here at the show. Hey, we're coming up to the more extreme end of the showground. What are we looking at here?
Well, come up to the No Limit, which is the world's most extreme ride, according to their advertising. It is extreme. Next to that is the Spook Ghost Train, that's one of ours as well. And yeah, that's sort of, you know, your traditional scary thing. Actors inside, sort of like a jump scare. Like, you know, when your brother and sister jump out and scare you and you try not to swear. But yeah, teenagers go in there and kiss, and young kids go in there and scream and come out crying, and mum and dad laugh. Great parenting, and But that's sort of a family ride as well, in a way. All our rides are sort of aimed at families. Anyone can go on, so.
Now, you will know a young fellow by the name of Mater Vanderloo, who does the whole show circuit as the voice of diving pigs and racing pigs. Gorgeous young kid. He's only 11 years old. He's challenged me tonight to go on the haunted house with him. So if you allow us to do that later on today, we'll come and join you for that.
Yep, that sounds good.
Fantastic. Now, tell me a bit about the evolution of rides and a bit about the lifestyle that you live, because you are in charge of a huge part of the carnival. You've got a lot of friends here that do it with you. What does your life look like around the year?
It's good. It's good. We never have a winter. In the summertime, I'm from Victoria, so we work in and around for sort of 5 months where I live, and then we gradually head north as it gets colder. We go at Easter, we're in Sydney, and then during the winter months we go right up to Cairns, which we just were there, and then we do the Royal Brisbane Show, or ECCA as the locals call it. And then we head to my favourite show, which is the Adelaide Show, across the desert. That's right, Weedy. Come to the Adelaide Show. Yep. And then next we go to Melbourne Show. So it's my hometown. That's the last thing. And then, yeah, it just starts up again. It's we have a bit of time at home and a lot of time on the road, and we're sort of like a giant city and a roaming community. It's really good. It's unique, but it's good. At the same time, it's still a job as well. Like, there are days when you hate it, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of kids that are part of the Showman's Guild of Australasia. It's often a generational pursuit, so there's grandparents, there's parents, and there's kids involved. How do they do their schooling?
Oh, some of the kids, two ways. I went to boarding school, so I left it. And other kids, they have a travelling school, which is these 2 high-tech caravans. And, you know, linked with satellites, internet, everything. And, yeah, they do their primary schooling there. But most high school, when you get to high school, you go to boarding school. So I went to boarding school in Brisbane. So, yeah, education's important in our industry as every other. So, yeah.
It's an amazing organisation, the Showman's Guild of Australasia. There are so many members of it. You cover all of the shows around Australia. There's 600 shows in Australia. There's 50 here in South Australia. Have you got a favourite little show that you go to?
Favourite little show? Well, it's not that little. Cairns is my favourite country show, just because of where it is. Geelong, Bias, my hometown. That'd be my 2. I do a little one in Camperdown. It's small, and it's a real community one, and they all get together and they, you know, when we're doing the rides, they all the mothers group make us lunch and things, so it's quite quaint and cute, but out of all the big ones, this is my favourite, Adelaide.
Now, when you get away from the actual carnival area, where I know we're taking you away right now from your rides, and you've got many of them to look after, is there something you like to see at each showground? Is there a particular competition you like to wander through or enjoy watching?
I like the wood shop. And I always like the pig racing and fun things like that, and I always wander through the pavilions and have a look, and then every night, at least once a night, I'll see the main ring event. And each big show, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide, they all try and outdo each other with who's got the biggest and the best, you know, ring event. I haven't seen Adelaide's this year, Brisbane's is good. So, yeah, it's, you know, I enjoy the show like the next person.
So, Trent, I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to put you on the spot here, but if there are 3 things in the carnival that you recommend every kid, every boy and girl enjoys at the show this year, what are the 3 must-dos in the carnival at this year's Royal Adelaide Show?
Yeah, well, 1, go on the Enchanted Circus. Please.
Of course, look at it, it's brilliant.
No, the traditional, obviously the Ferris was 50 years old, and I'd say do that first, have a look around so you can point out the things to mum and dad that you want to go and do. Eat a Dagwood dog, that's fun. Do it after the rides, not before, there's an order, otherwise you might get sick. Do one slow ride, 1 fast ride, and then the Ferris wheel to see everything on it.
Well, we're going to go for a bit of wander here, Trent, because I want to show the boys and girls and mums and dads a bit of what's going on around here in front of us in terms of the rides. Walk us through some of these rides.
Well, this one's crazy. This is, 30 metres high in the air, and you pull 5 G's of force when it flies down. Most of these rides are manufactured in Europe, so Germany and crazy countries that like this kind of thing. This is a good family one, nice and high, you get to see it. That's the Sky Flyer, that's my favourite, the Spook. What else are we looking at? For me, anything that spins around in a circle at speed's no good.
I agree with you, especially after all the fabulous show food.
Yeah, exactly. After you've eaten all the yummy food, you don't want it coming back up. And there's some fun games. I don't know if you're any good. There's throw the ball into a bucket.
Let's go have a go.
All right. We go.
Oh, you're about to see how terrible my hand-eye coordination is. All right, can we have a go? We're live right now on the live stream, so say hi to our friends.
Hello, Adelaide. What a beautiful city.
Hey, if people are at home watching on live stream, they're on Facebook, they're on YouTube, where should they be?
They should be here at the Royal Adelaide Show. At the Hell's Kitchen. You just came on the Royal Adelaide Show.
No, Trent, you're going first, and then Wheaty's going second.
Watch him win something. 5 balls, 4 plates.
Oh, we can throw.
Come on. At least 4 plates. buddy.
Wheaty, you're up.
Yeah.
How good's that? I'll tell you what, I think Trent Woodall has had a practice here before. Oh, Wheaty's pretty impressed with that.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Wheaty, you're up. Uh-oh, we'll get out of the way there. Uh-oh, Wheaty. Wheaty might be fantastic at being part of our bread and our produce here in the state, but no good at all, unfortunately, at the Hell's Kitchen plate smash game.
I'll give you an extra ball.
All right, Wheaty, you've got this. One more. Oh, well, there is so much fun to be had down here at the Carnival of the 244th Royal Adelaide Show. So many great games, lots of wonderful rides, some old favourites and some new ones as well. There's rides for the little kids, the medium kids, and of course the big kids like all of us. We're going to have a wonderful time here going on the rides over the next few days, and we'll see you for the haunted house later on today, Trent.
Yep, sounds good.
And Wheaty, well done. You were quite good at that plate smashing game. We're heading off to the Poultry Pavilion now. We're going to go and meet with some of our bird fanciers over there. But if you're watching us at home, welcome to you all. We're live streamed at the moment on YouTube, on Facebook, and also on the Stock Journal website. Welcome to you all. Enjoy the footage that we're bringing to you here today, of course. We can't bring you all of the sights and smells and sounds here, but we'll bring you as much as we can here at the Royal Adelaide Show. See you in a few moments' time.
We might have a new player.
It's a fantastic show this year, love it.
We come over to the Adelaide show here every year.
I'm really excited to be competing today.
This event is special because it's the premium wine show in Australia. South Australia makes 75% of Australia's wines, and this is where we have the best wine. If you want to understand wine and enjoy wine, come here.
It's great value,
Yeah.
It really is. It's such good value. You can go to a tasting sort of event anywhere, but it's not going to be like thousands, like literally thousands.
There's some new wines that you don't ever see in some of the wineries. And to get such a broad spectrum of wine in one night is brilliant.
We're talking about wines that are just out on the tables here that are upwards of $150, $200 bottles, right down to your $20, $30 bottles, which are great to get into as well. There is a wine here for everybody. There's about 70 different categories of wine, and you just got to get out there. You've got the freedom to pick up the bottle, put it in your glass and taste.
I think it's good that it's a little bit unstructured, and I don't mean that in a chaotic way. Nobody's here trying to stop you from opening a red or opening a white or whatever.
This beats like going to cellar doors and stuff. It just cuts all of that out. Like
the access to everything, no big queues to wait around for one bottle.
Fortunately, I spent the extra $10 to do the masterclass at 5:30. And that was fantastic to try the award-winning wines.
I keep coming back each year because I enjoy seeing the new vintages, the new wines, the new take on some of the old style wines. Amazing.
The original creators of freestyle motocross are back with the all-new Krusty Demons Rise of the Demon World Tour, featuring an all-star lineup of the world's best FMX riders, world record holders, Krusty Babes, and fan favourites, including Australia's own Jackson Strong. This ain't no circus. Taking over the country with 12 massive shows. Tickets on sale now at Krusty.com.
Let's celebrate the state.
The people.
The magic.
The memories.
The bright lights and high rides.
The sparkling eyes.
Over 2 full weekends.
The Royal Adelaide Show. The show of a lifetime. Free purchase tickets and save. theshow.com.au.
The original creators of freestyle motocross are back with the all-new Crusty Demons Rise of the Demon World Tour, featuring an all-star lineup of the world's best FMX riders, world record holders, crusty babes, and fan favourites, including Australia's own Jackson Strong. This ain't no circus. Taking over the country with 12 massive shows. Tickets on sale now at crusty.com.
Well, welcome back to our live stream here, day 2 of the Royal Adelaide Show. We've just come from the most colourful part of the show, around the Carnival, to the loudest pavilion in all of the show. It is the Poultry Pavilion. I'm here with Councillor Adrian Burgess. You are very fond of the Poultry Pavilion, aren't you, sir?
Oh, yes. The family know where to find me. I'm always here.
Well, I think we're going to use your knowledge to go. Let's go down this aisle right behind us and check out some of the exhibits here today. There's 2,600 exhibits here in the poultry section. And tell you what, Emily, our camera lady, come along with us, Emily. What are we going to look at? Oh, we're going to choose a better row. Let's go down here. Where would we like to go, Adrian? We're going to choose you the most colourful row with the wildest breeds. In fact, we've got some breeds here that were shown in the first ever poultry show of the Royal Adelaide Show 170 years ago. Can you believe it? We're still using them today. Come on down. Come on, Em. So we're going to look at one of our exhibits here now who is a champion. Adrian, who do we have here?
This is a Spanish, precisely a black Spanish. The difference between a Spanish and a lot of other breeds like Minorca is it has a white face. It's a Mediterranean breed, but it was exhibited here 175 years ago. So it's a surviving heritage breed. We have 3 here at the moment. Some have gone by the wayside, unfortunately. But, yep, and I brought you here especially because these are mine.
All right. Are these really? Now tell me, this jaunty red comb that they have, is that part of the feature the judge looks for?
Yes. In these, it'll be the body style, it'll be the colour and whatever. Extremely hard breed to breed, so not many around, unfortunately. But trying to keep them alive. There's sort of a couple of breeders in every state. This one's a hen. They have a problem with picking. So that's why they get sores on here. Apparently other birds find that attractive to pick it. And my male bird here is the same thing. But yeah, distinguished. Rare, if you look at most birds have a red face or a black face or whatever, and to have a white face is really strange, if you know. But nice bird, lay, like all Mediterranean breeds, lay a white egg, which isn't so common in Australia. For some reason people like a brown egg. But yeah, lovely bird. Lovely.
Well, let's have a look at some of the other birds here. Councillor Adrian Burgess, I know he's very proud of his champion exhibit here today. The hen taking out the class. Oh, I'm all right, thank you. But do you know what? I'll see if I can take a hold of one of the next ones. So now we are going to see one of our...
This is another heritage breed called a Dorking. It was an English made in England a long time ago. Once again, a heritage breed 175 years ago. The first birds were exhibited at the Royal were production birds, so they were alive or just as a meat bird. So that's a silver Dorking, distinguished by its colour and size, but it also has an extra toe. It's not a 3-toed bird. It's a 5-toed bird. Have a look.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
I think I've made a new friend, Councillor.
Oh, they're easy to make friends with.
Absolutely magnificent.
And it's girl to girl, you know, like.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yep.
I think I've kept a little memory of my moment with that beautiful bird. Come on down, we're going to check out a couple more exhibits here. Can you believe it? This is really the noisiest pavilion in all of the pavilions, but 2,600 exhibits here, and this one has the best hairdo of them all.
Another one of a very old breed, but not a heritage breed. It's called a Polish, and you can see how different it is. This is a black, white-crested Polish, and on a good day, it has its hair looking quite nice.
How much work goes into that magnificent plume?
A lot. Got to be dedicated breeders for a lot of these breeds, and this is one of those sort of breeds. Got to be careful with waters and that, because they dip their head in the water, it spoils all the feathers and all that sort of stuff. So
now, you'll have to tell me, you use shampoo, conditioner, is there a blow dryer involved?
you do them exactly the same as you do dogs. You put them in water, you use whatever cleaner you find. Lux Flakes used to be the favourite, and then you do the same thing when you rinse them off, then we blow dry them. And and then you've got to make sure that from an exhibition point of view, you've got to make sure all the toenails are nice.
A little bit of a manicure.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah.
Oh, this one's had a nice day out.
Clippers and the files and
Oh, just magnificent. So what breed is this bird?
There's a lady in front of the mirror.
And tell me a little about this breed. This is one of the lighter breeds?
Yes, it's a light breed, and it's from Europe, and made, like a lot of breeds, original breeds came from Asia predominantly, but those breeds then got made into other breeds, you know, once they got to Europe, and certainly England. England was a big centre for birds. There's one here which was one of the original breeds. We don't have them of the same standard that we used to.
Come on in, cameraman Emily. Camera lady Emily, I should say. Oh, look at this magnificent heavy breed.
Cochins were originally a breed from Asia, went to to England. They're distinguished by, probably overseas they'd be double this size, and known for their feathery legs, and they're in a number of colours as well, but certainly a fairly big bird. And we genetically haven't got the breeds that they have in Europe and that, because of all the embargoes over the years. A few more coming in now, but once again, a fairly big bird.
Absolutely magnificent, I'll tell you what. Now, we've got some historic photos that I'm just going to show you here. Councillor Adrian Burgess. Some old photos are about to come up on our screen that I've dug through the archives and brought out for the show. Now, I'm wondering if you can tell me a little about this breed.
That breed I've got there for you. It's a Malay. Once again, a very old breed of fowl. Originated in the Asia. Around Australia now, there are, we'll call it a hard breed to resurrect. I've got some that I've been working on, but we had them very strong. South Australia was the home of them, really, for Australia. But I'll take you to one in a moment in the next aisle when we've got the time.
I'll tell you what, if we can get the camera back on us for a moment, we're right near the feature breed this year.
This is the Leghorn feature, and Leghorns, this is the whites, which are usually the most popular, but there are some other colours in. Big feature this year. They went out of fashion for a while, mainly because of size. Like, you know, when you have these, most towns now, councils won't let you have roosters in your yard. So it's dedicated breeders, usually in the country now, that have got them. And that's a white. Whites are generally the bigger of all the Leghorns, but we'll have other colours further down. So, yeah, feature breed this year.
So if you and I take a wander now, I'm going to do a bit of a wander also back through Heritage Lane, and we're going to bring up another of our breeds that was exhibited here many, many years ago.
Also an old one. It's a French breed called Faverolles. Distinguished once again. I won't get this one out because I'll get to the next one. It has an extra toe, but you'll have a look. It's got what we call a muff, and so it has a beard, if you like. So once again, heavy breed fowl. Most heavy breeds, by and large, lay brown eggs, and our Mediterranean breeds lay usually very sparkling white eggs. So,
speaking of eggs, so there's 3,000 laid here throughout the show. Where do they all go?
To my knowledge, I'm not sure this year, but generally it's Salvation Army, and they take them for the homes and whatever. So they go to good use when they're down here. It must be interesting for their cooks or whatever, because we have breeds here called Araucana that have a blue or green egg, and they go right through to a chocolate, almost black egg, and plus all the white ones and tinted eggs and whatever. So if you saw a plate of eggs coming in from here, it'd have to be a fair mix of eggs.
Certainly would be. Very colourful indeed. I'll tell you what, we'll bring up one of our heritage breeds now from back in the day that was exhibited here at the Royal Adelaide Show.
We've gone past that, sorry, but depends on how many more you want to do, but we've got
Well, I'll tell you what, Councillor Adrian Burris, we have one of our heritage breeds on the screen here now.
Well, look at that one. It's called a frizzle. That, I'm not sure of, might be the early Orpington. I don't know whether Ian might be able to tell me, but I think it's an early Orpington, and we've got Orpingtons, but over the years, these were a laying fowl, which we used to call utility class. I can show you an Orpington of today, and they look nothing like that.
How have they evolved?
A bit like all exhibition, we take them to the extreme, to the point where we might have problems with them in laying ability or fertility or whatever. But over the years, they've accentuated the features you're looking for, which makes them too big, too clumsy, too whatever. I mean, this one is bred using splits, which are birds that have got the curl in the genes, but they're not curly. And this is a black frizzle, and all the feathers have got to point towards the head.
Isn't that extraordinary? So this is not done by the exhibitor, this is indeed natural.
No. In fact, if they get wet or it's damp weather, or in the box being transported here, the feathers lay flat. And when they dry out, they all face the front.
Now tell me, the exhibitors that come here from all around the state, and do they come here?
Interstate as well, and all our judges are from interstate: Tasmania, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria. So, yeah, it's a national affair, if you like.
And it's generational, isn't it? People fall in love, and they fall in love for family years and years.
In my lifetime, I would say that you usually skip the generation. My children aren't interested. My grandkids are, and I think most people would say the same thing. The grandkids take it up, obviously as kids, knock off when they're either chasing cars, girls, whatever they're doing, and then as they get married and have kids, they come back into their passion from the old days, and they want their kids to have some. And they are a great pet for kids. They're quiet, they can walk around with them, they learn how to feed, look after them, not necessarily show, but hopefully we'll get more exhibitors, because it's in this day and age, it's a dying hobby. You know, one, they're not allowed to have them in a town, or there'll be a lot of people in the city will have the hens, no roosters, and so you're reliant on a friend in the country who's got the roosters, and you'll get your chickens that way. But at this stage, we haven't worked out how to do it without roosters.
Well, I'll let you pop out another first prize winner there away, that gorgeous exhibit. And boy, have we had a bit of fun here in the Poultry Pavilion. Wonderful. We're going to have one last look at a rooster, but I'll tell you what.
It's not a well summer, and I'm not sure that it's not, but if it was an Orpington... If it's an Orpington, we've turned them into this.
Oh, completely different. So the Orpington that we saw on our screen before...
If that was an Orpington of the early days, because they were an egg-laying fowl, that's what we now... That's a pullet, so it's a young bird. And if you want to see the older birds, which are bigger, they're down a bit further, but that's what we've evolved those to be. So if you look at some duck breeds, they'll be a bit like a lot of wild ducks. But if they had a keel, well, now they've got a real keel, you know. So we've changed for exhibition purposes that, you know, the points we want are for colour, head, body size, the feather, whatever. And so you look at a bird like that, pretty handy Orpington, but it's a blue Orpington, which have distinguishing lacing, so that makes them a little bit different to a lot of breeds, which what we call pigeon feathered, and have no lacing. They're just blue. And so that's a pretty handy one. And like I said, if you look at that rooster and look at that, there's not a lot of similarities, and that's what's happened in That was 1916, 22. In 80 or 100 years, that's what we've done to them.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have had a wonderful little sneak peek, I'm going to call it, through the Poultry Pavilion here. And I can't thank you enough, Councillor Adrian Burgess, for your time, your expertise and your enthusiasm.
Thank you very much.
I'll tell you, boys and girls, hang around because we have coming up one of the preeminent parts of the Royal Adelaide Show, the Grand Parade. See you soon.
Thank you.
The original creators of freestyle motocross are back with the all-new Krusty Demons Rise of the Demon World Tour, featuring an all-star lineup of the world's best FMX riders, world record holders, Krusty Babes, and fan favourites, including Australia's own Jackson Strong. This ain't no circus. Taking over the country with 12 massive shows. Tickets on sale now at krusty.com.
Let's celebrate the state.
The people.
The magic.
The memories.
The bright lights and high rides.
The sparkling eyes.
Over 2 full weekends.
The Royal Adelaide Show. The show of a lifetime. Pre-purchase tickets and save. theshow.com.au.
here, love it.
We come over to the Adelaide show here every year.
I'm really excited to be competing today.
This event is special because it's the premium wine show in Australia. South Australia makes 75% of Australia's wines, and this is where we have the best wine. If you want to understand wine and enjoy wine, come here.
It's great value, It really is. It's such good value. You can go to a tasting sort of event anywhere, but it's not going to be like thousands, like literally thousands.
There's some new wines that you don't ever see in some of the wineries. And to get such a broad spectrum of wine in one night is brilliant.
We're talking about wines that are just out on the tables here that are upwards of $150, $200 bottles, right down to your $20, $30 bottles, which are great to get into as well.
There is a wine here for everybody. There's about 70 different categories of wine, and you just got to get out there. You've got the freedom to pick up the bottle, put it in your glass and taste.
I think it's good that it's a little bit unstructured, and I don't mean that in a chaotic way. Nobody's here trying to stop you from opening a red or opening a white or whatever.
This beats like going to cellar doors and stuff. It just cuts all of that out. Like
The access to everything, no big queues to wait around for one bottle.
Fortunately, I spent the extra $10 to do the masterclass at 5:30. And that was fantastic to try the award-winning wines.
I keep coming back each year because I enjoy seeing the new vintages, the new wines, the new take on some of the old style wines. Amazing.